Let me use this opportunity once again to welcome all Jamaicans and say blessed love to you all wherever you are on this 7th day of April, Tuesday the 7th of April 2026. What I see happening across my country of Jamaica is very concerning and is alarming, and it cannot end well if it continues this way. When I look at what the actions of police across the Highland, it is safe for me to conclude that Jamaica is in a police state. And I say that because the way citizens have been treated without regards by the police, or the disregard with which people across the length and breadth of Jamaica have been treated by the police, should be of major concerns to any well-thinking Jamaicans, especially for us who see ourselves as law-abiding people, because there's no way we can stand by and watch this kind of police activity or behavior escalate. And I say this on the backs of an incident that happened in Taspen, Spanish Town. Well, we know Taspen is our JLP stronghold, is a ghetto, people call it, like any other ghetto across the island. Now, here's the police operation being conducted in Taspen. They're looking for a particular gunman. And they didn't find him. So here this 82-year-old gentleman, the police approach him, a particular police approach the gentleman, telling him that I'm giving you a message to give the wanted man. The gentleman refuses. Tell him, no, I will not accept your message, and neither will I deliver a message to him. Now, for some reason, the police now think he has the right to abuse this gentleman. Even when the man is crying out to him, listen, I am 82 years of age. What do you want with me? That didn't stop him. That didn't stop him. The only thing we get out of the police is that this man is an interdiction. No charge for the assault. No charge for damaging the man's dentures and all of these things. Nothing. Worst part of that gentleman's ordeal is that when he went to the Spanish Town police station to report the incident, now there's a policeman there who have the stupidity to ask the man if he is sure that it is the person who abused him was the police. Which tells us a couple of things. Immediately they're trying to protect the policeman. Most importantly, the police team is in an operation in Taspen in Spanish Town. The Spanish Town office has no knowledge of it. Are those policemen from Spanish Town? Were they any at all from Spanish Town? And why would you ask this man if he is sure it's the police? If the person who abused him is the real police, what stupidity coming out of the police? Now, these are the people whose motto they're telling us they're here to protect, serve and protect. Serve and protect who? Let me go back to why I do believe this man or other police think they have the carte blanche right, autonomy, or authority to treat citizens of the country any way they figure or they deem fit. Let us go back to SSP Adams when he was out in Spanish Town. Remember the comment Adams made. Innocent until proven guilty is semantics. Meaning he doesn't want to hear that you're innocent. If he has to abuse you, he will abuse you. If he has to arrest you, he will arrest you. If he has to shoot you, he will shoot you, because innocent until proven guilty is semantics. Let me forward to the now Commissioner of Police. He also made this statement. I don't train my officers to lose. Listen carefully, ladies and gentlemen. I don't train my officers to lose. Forward to the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang. And he stated, I quote, shoot first and ask question later. Even though this is a common theme among government for years, both PNP and JLP alike, so I don't want anyone to think this is a JLP thing. But since Horace Chang government is in power, they are under the guns now. Quite recently, added to that, the very Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, made the comment in Parliament during his recent budget speech. And I agree with part of what he said, because we all know that crime has its negative impact on tourism in our country, on the economy, and on development and growth. We know that. But when he goes on to say that all criminals will be eliminated from the society, this is when things take a turn for me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all those four persons that I quote, when you had those four things together, and you say to a police or to the police force, a police personnel, go out there, you have our blessings, go fight crime. What do you think these police will do to you, the citizens on the street? If innocent until proven guilty doesn't make sense to them. They are not trained to lose. Shoot first and ask questions later. All criminals must be eliminated from society. What do you expect them to do? Because they are now given the state to run it as they see fit. Thus, my conclusion that Jamaica is now a fully fledged police state. I know a lot of people cried out that criminal must die, criminal must this, but I question your understanding and research into criminal justice and how criminals and punishment and all of these things works, and the effect they have on crime fighting. Well, let me just hit back to the Prime Minister's speech that all criminals will be eliminated from society. Here's what you left out, Mr. Andrew Holness. Here's what you left out. Which criminals are you referring to? Or who are the criminals you are referring to in your speech? Who are they? And I take it, so you're speaking because the example that was set in Aspen, and also an incident in the country, I think somewhere down Westmoreland or somewhere there, or St. Elizabeth, where a policeman had his boots in the neck of a man on the ground who was handcuffed and on the ground. Chances are he could have killed that young man or crippled him. And other incidents that are reported across the island, Mr. Andrew Holness. I am convinced that the criminals you're talking about are the people who have no voice. The people who don't have the resources to defend themselves the right and proper way. The people who are not aware enough that they have the power to challenge you and your police force in a legal, not at a fight, Not bullets for bullets, but in a legal way. The people you're talking about, sir, are the people at the bottom rung of the poverty ladder. Those are the criminals I'm convinced you're talking about. So let me ask the question now, Mr. Prime Minister. Will you eliminate, since your intent is to eliminate all criminals from society, will you eliminate white-collar criminals? Will you eliminate white-collar criminals? Ladies and gentlemen, if you get this far in this video, I'm going to ask you to like, click on the like button, subscribe, share this, and leave a comment. Share this video and leave a comment, because it's important for us to stand up. I want you to help me to grow this channel, because it's important for me to bring common sense, understanding to a lot of the promises these politicians are making to us, and have us for fools, and we think we're running behind a politician because we're wearing a green shirt or wearing an orange shirt. So it's good to run behind a party and support the party irrespective of what is happening. No, we now have to stand up for a real society that where equitable distribution of justice, opportunity, and wealth is fairly meted out, distributed right across Jamaica for all persons to have a chance to have a good quality life. Not to tell people in Parliament, behind Parliament, that all criminals will be eliminated from Jamaica. When I remember when the Prime Minister said that, when he made that statement, this was a response from every member sitting behind him. Everybody cheered that speech, because it now means they at the top can get away with their crime. And some of them, the crime they committed, have national impact. At that level, national impact. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to take this serious. Now, it is important for police to do their job. But when you start to treat citizens as if they're nothing, as if they're nobody, and the only response they can give to you is the response you ask for. They have no right to respond to police or to a question or to anything the way they think they should respond. They have to respond the way you demand them or you want them to. And then the government sit by and watched all of that. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them school you. Politics and policing are bedfellows. Remember, the commission is political. The commissioner of police is politically appointed. The brigadier so too. They are politically appointed position in this country, in Jamaica. And they are in position to fulfill the mandate of the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security. For the quality of policing you're getting on the street, the quality of security you're getting on the street, whatever abuse you're suffering on the street, throw it at the feet of your Minister of National Security. Throw it at the feet of the Prime Minister. Throw it at the feet of the Brigadier. They are the ones responsible for the abuse you're suffering as citizens, and we suffer as ordinary citizens. You can notice the difference. Notice the difference. A man who is prominent in the society will commit the same crime you commit. And why is he treated different from you? He has a voice. You don't. He has a voice and you don't. So the common people has to realize that they have to come together. Have to come together to create a better understanding for themselves. So you can fight for the right you deserve. Not cry out, not to keep crying out after police has abused you and left. And when you go to the station to report things, they try to make a fool of you. I remember a couple of months ago, Jamaican for Justice had a demonstration in Alpha Tree about the increase in police killing right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. And the opposition that comes up against them was, whoa. Actually, push JFJ, Jamaicans for Justice, into silence. So much so that the very Minister of National Security made the comment that the Jamaican for Justice organization is living off blood money from crime. Is living off blood money from crime because they want the country to remain in a police state, driven by their intended outcome as politicians. So you shouldn't have the right to determine what's going to happen to you or where you go from there as a citizen of the country. Police determines what happens to you. You're stripped of your citizenship. You're stripped of everything. And I'd also like to add that we can call all we want to call for police to kill them out. I'd like to ask everyone to go research the criminal justice understanding and look at the effect what punishment has on crime. And I'm sure you will find that the harsher the punishment is, the harsher the crime becomes. The harsher the punishment is, the harsher the crime becomes. This now leads me to question the government of the day. While your intent, Mr. Prime Minister, in eliminating all criminals from society, while Mr. Minister of National Security, you're advising your police force to shoot first and ask questions later. While Mr. Commissioner of Police, you're telling the nation that you don't train police to lose. What is put in place, or what is done, or what has been done to safeguard the next generation of youths coming up? Because meanwhile, you're killing out one set. Your guns. Nothing is put in place. Nothing is in place to assist the next generation of youths to be able to live a better quality of life, be more meaningful and purposeful, productive to society. Nothing is done to guide these youths from violence, gang membership, crimes. Nothing has been done, but you're killing out those you see now. Question I ask, Mr. Prime Minister, Commissioner of Police, Minister of National Security, and all these brilliant minds, what will happen to the next generation of youths? What's going to happen to them? Where will we get our leadership from? If this is what's going to happen, if this is the path we're on as a country, as a nation, what's going to happen to the next leadership? And no wonder, ladies and gentlemen, you look across the political spectrum, most politicians right now are gearing up their sons and daughters to take over from them. You see? So there's no impact on them. There's no impact on them, the politicians and their families. The impact of killing out the youths of today only affects the lower class of people who has no voice, who is not given the opportunity, who most kids are not even able to get the opportunity to go on to higher education, higher learning institution, and to move to something else. No, we kill them out. And by killing them out, What are we exposing the next generation to? Are we really serious about building Jamaica for Jamaica? Or are we just merely pretending that we are fighting crime for the benefit of Jamaica? Because what I see happening, Mr. Prime Minister, is just giving the impression that the government is doing everything to stem crime. But at the same time, you're stemming crime, so you're creating a worse monster than the crime you're eliminating. You are creating something worse than the crime you're eliminating. And I'm using this opportunity to plead to you, Mr. Prime Minister, and your government. Utilize the sociological department at UWI. Utilize it to research the way forward with Jamaica as far as crime is concerned. Because shooting and arresting and abusing people will not help the police. Jamaica cannot continue to do that and believe you're going to lift yourself, Jamaica, out of crime. It's not possible. You can kill all you want to kill, sir. Police can shoot all they want to shoot. It's not going to eliminate crime in the country. That's not how you eliminate crime, because crime is not a one-size-fits-all. It's not a one tactics approach, one strategy approach where you just kill them and send them to prison. No, it's not. In the meantime, sir, you have to have something planned for those who can be saved and for the generation that's coming up. I wonder, Mr. Prime Minister, how all of this ties into your call that people must come home from the diaspora and come to Jamaica to come help populate the nation. Because you see where men are dying out fast and the population is going to die out. Birth rate has decreased. Birth rate has decreased tremendously. Not only crime, but birth rate. So, because we have killing out the men and us men, a lot of the youths them kill themselves too, I will say that. But you're giving police carte blanche authority and autonomy to kill people. Fine. But now you're begging people to come home from the diaspora, come have children, to raise the birth rate. Ladies and gentlemen, let us come together to create a better understanding for each other. I want to use this opportunity once again to appeal to you all. If you come this far in this video, please hit that like button, leave your comment, share it, and subscribe to this channel. It's really important for me to grow it. I can't grow it without you. I can't grow it without you. And I need your support to grow this channel, because it's important to stay on top of these politicians. I'm not here for PMP or JLP. I'm here for Jamaica. When PMP talk about JLP, but when PMP talk about Jamaica, they speak of Jamaica from their perspective. When JLP talk about Jamaica, they speak of it from their own perspective. When I talk about Jamaica and talk about Jamaica for Jamaica, all of us. And this is why I will forever say it is time for us to create a bonfire with all the orange and the green shirts. Make one big bonfire. Burn them out. Let us come together and light the fire under our politicians' steel. We need to survive. We need a good quality of life. Our children need opportunities just the same. And remember this, I want to leave this again with you guys, because I'm not tired of saying this. It's important for us to keep repeating until the point is driven home to everyone and to most everyone. Politics should be about the equitable distribution of opportunities, wealth, and justice. If those three things are not meted out to us, we need to raise our voices. We need to stand up. We need to shout as loud as we can to our politicians. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel, Know Your Politics. As I said, let's come together to create a better understanding for each other by watching what our politicians do and what they say. It is important for us to do so. Over and out. Blessed love to all Jamaican once again, and I'll see you as soon as I can. Blessed love.